Hey, what's going on, guys? Appreciate you stopping by. So I've had a lot of stuff on my mind lately. In my most recent video, I talked about that over the last few days. Haven't been on YouTube like I was, making videos. Had a lot of projects going on at the cabin. We have a large mudroom, an extension on the cabin that the previous owner did, and the roof was put on just horrible. So we've been dealing with leaks, especially in the spring when the snow is thawing. And we finally decided, okay, we're going to tackle this and replace the roof ourselves, which is certainly not an easy thing to do. So I had a buddy of mine from high school that came and helped. Talk about a good friend. And he came and stayed several days, and we worked on it together. And it's 95% done. So I should have it done a little bit later this week. I'll do a video just talking about the project because I had no idea really what I was doing. So there was a lot of learning, a lot of mistakes, a lot of screw-ups, but we stayed at it, and I think it will have turned out well. Well, I guess we'll see next spring after we've had some snowfall, some freezing, some thawing, and we'll see if it ends up staying watertight with no leaks. I think it's going to work out really well. So today I'm going to talk about something a little different. You know, this channel, if you're new here, usually I focus on some current events and how it may affect our lives, and preparing for troubled times, uncertain times ahead. So it's preparedness. It's also homesteading. We have a small homestead. I'm getting ready to do a walk around the property, talk about some of these projects we're doing, do an update on the garden, some of the things that we're growing, and some problems that we've had, as well as some successes. And by the way, if you're not aware, we are in central Maine, so in the woods of central Maine. So, but I'm going to talk about all kinds of things on this channel, and right now I want to talk about society. The name of the channel is Modern Exodus, and the reason why I called it that is because what we are trying to do, and what I'm promoting that others do for their own safety and their own sake and their own sanity, is to do their own modern exodus. And what that is exiting the typical societal template that most people grow up thinking that they have to participate in. You know, they buy the house, they've gotten married, they have kids, they work a 9 to 5, and they do all these things when we're seeing a growing number of people that and families that are moving out into the country. They're getting away from the cities. They're getting away from the busyness, the congestion, the pollution, the violence. And they're trying to live a more traditional life. Traditional, like, I'm not saying necessarily Little House on the Prairie, but maybe just outside more with nature, growing as much of your food as you can, your own food, trying to live cleaner, simpler, happier. And in the process of doing that, you're insulating yourself from the impact of government, from society, which is other people, a lot of crazy people, and big corporations, because I think I'm beginning to realize it more and more that big corporations have had a much larger impact in our lives and in the lives of society and how this country is developed than I ever realized. And I'll probably do a separate video on that. But when I thinking about society, because I've just had to deal with some people recently that just reminded me of why a modern exodus can be beneficial, to get away from the insanity as much as you can. I mean, I'm still working, a regular job, so I run into people. I have to go into cities. But I posted a meme. Let's call it a meme. It was an image that I had made, and it was talking about that 125 years ago, here's a list of things that you didn't need permission from the government to do. And the purpose of the meme, and I will try to remember to put a link down below to the image. But the purpose of the meme or the image was to get people thinking about government overreach. That, the United States government, federal government, as well as the states, is supposed to be limited in nature. And there's probably some people out there going, yeah, no kidding. But the federal government was established for the protection of its citizens as well as the general welfare of the people. I'm pretty sure that if you look at the size of the federal government and all of the different departments and the departments within the departments and the departments within the departments, it's gone way overboard, way past what the founders intended. And so this list, and I don't have it sitting in front of me, but this list talks about 125 years ago, you didn't need to get permission from the government to get married. You didn't need permission from the government to go hunting or fishing or to open a business or to sell food or to protest. And when I posted this image, I had people coming out of the woodwork attacking me, saying that I was lying, that it wasn't true, saying that all those things that I have listed, you don't need government permission today. You just have to get a permit. It's not a big deal. You just get a business permit. If you're going to go protest, you're going to go and get a permit, and you're going to be given this little area in downtown Chicago or wherever it is, and you could protest there. So you could still protest. The government's not telling you can't. That you have to get a permit to hunt and to fish because that's to make sure it's regulated correctly, and that's best what's for the animals. Now, I'm not saying that some of these people don't have a point, but you also had people that just said it's just simply not true and it's all propaganda, that I was actually spreading lies. And these people are actually defending what I call government overreach. They call government business, federal government, even and also state. I call it overreach. They call it common sense. So, what's the truth? Well, I think I'm speaking the truth. I think it's government overreach. The government has grown way too big and is way too involved in our lives. Now, the purpose of this video is not that. I do not want to get political in this video, and when I say government, I'm talking about all. Doesn't matter who's in the White House. Doesn't matter who's controlling the Senate or the House of Representatives. Doesn't matter what the makeup of the Supreme Court is. Government overreach is everywhere. The fact that you can own a house outright but not pay your taxes and lose your house, to me, that sums it up right there. Now, The point of this video is society, because the amount of trolling, the amount of negativity, and the viciousness that people came after me, just being almost hateful, because I'm suggesting that the government, state and federal, has taken a little bit more authority than what they should have. And people are actually attacking me for that. I was blown away. I was really surprised. I didn't think that there would be very many people out there that would say that I was spreading lies and propaganda. I had one guy that said where he lives, he doesn't see any of this. He said, yes, maybe you need, a hunting license and a fishing license, but you don't need a permit to garden. You don't need a permit to collect rainwater. You do in some places. And he just compared himself to what's on that list, which is fine, except he said that I was spreading lies and propaganda, because in his area, none of that's true. And I responded, and a lot of these people, I shouldn't even respond. I should just block them or whatever. But I just said, not everybody lives in your area. So just because some areas are more free and there's less government overreach than other areas doesn't negate that the other areas have massive government overreach. And he came back, basically said I was wrong. It blew my mind. So what I see in social media, and I think social media is one of the biggest reasons that society has appeared or become what it is, which is not good compared to years ago. When you look back in the 80s, maybe early 90s and before, I think society was much healthier. That I'm sure it's up for debate. But ever since social media, Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, all of those came on, it's gone downhill. The keyboard warrior mentality, the people out there that display that we have a severe mental health issue in the United States by how they act online. I know a lot of people will say, well, it's online, it's not real life. That's part of people's real life. That's what they do. It's who they are. And no, they may not act that way if the person was standing right in front of them, but they're still acting that way. Really shows how sick society is. You have people out there that just purposely troll and are negative because they are so sick in their personal life. They have so many problems, and I hope they get help, but they have so many problems that they will seek somebody that they can be negative to, that they could say something derogatory, to somebody they don't know, because that somehow provides them a sense and a feeling of superiority, that if they could put down somebody else, well, hey, I must be better. And will allow them to feel like they have some purpose on this earth, where most of the time they don't feel like they have any purpose on this earth whatsoever. It's sad, but that's reality. So I'm basically making this video and bringing this out that I'd like to know if you agree, or if you see something like this. Do you have your own theory or philosophy on this? Do you see it? Do you agree? Do you disagree? If you disagree, let me know why. I'm not against somebody disagreeing with me, but I am not real in favor of somebody calling me names or doing that to anybody else when they can't seem to just carry on a constructive conversation. And I also, if you've never thought about this, then I just wanted to share and just provide my perspective. So society, that's probably really not a surprise, is sick. And yeah. So anyways, that's it. I'm going to end this video. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Consider hitting that like button if you got anything out of this. Share with somebody that maybe would get something out of it. Consider subscribing. But you guys stay safe. Take care. We'll see you next time.
So I ran from the cities and the noise and lies, found a piece of ground under open skies, hands in the dirt, sweat on my shirt, learning what living's really worth. While crooked men shake hands in rooms, selling souls to corporate suits. Society's sick, but I found the cure. A back road life, honest and pure. They can keep their throne and their golden news. This life out here's my modern exodus. I traded screens for a sunrise, callous palms, blisters, pride, planted seeds where hope